Good evening, everybody. Okay, so tonight we've got pork loin. We have got cider and cream spinach with green beans. Really quick, really simple. All right, we'll talk through the ingredients in a minute. First things first, let's get that pan on. Okay, I'm going to go with a little bit of oil into that pan. Let's start warming that through. Hope everyone's had a good day. It's been a busy one today. I'm sat doing people's programs, Plan X programs. Right after training this morning, back home, quick half an hour with the boy on the punch bag, and then into this. Right guys, so what I'm going to do with the pork loins. Right, you can, if you wish, to trim the fat off. It hasn't got a great deal of fat anyway, you'll find with the pork loin. Okay, it's just around the outer edge. All right, or pork chop if you like to call it a pork chop. Okay, I've got, so these ones here, I've got that chop. A little chop piece taken away, look. Right, I'm very thin on the fat, so I'm going to leave the fat on because I feel like it adds a little bit of flavour to the pan. Right, and also my daughter loves it. There you live. She loves the fat. Okay, so all we're going to do, whilst that's just heating away, that oil, we are going to get some salt and pepper, so seasoning on those pork loins. For those who've been following in, as you know, I always say, don't fear about the seasoning. All right, everything we're cooking, pretty much cooking from scratch. All right, so you can salt and pepper things, guys. We're not using pre-prepared sauces and the like. All right, so a little bit of salt. What I'll do is I'll season them all one side. I'll pop them in the pan, then I'll season them all on the other side. A little bit of pepper. Just turn that up a little bit more. So I've got that on a 9, so a relatively high heat. Okay, guys. I've got the oven on, right, I've put the oven on at, we're trying to get up to 220 at the minute. So in a minute what I'm going to do is I'm going to seal these pork loins. I'm going to kind of whiten them off on both sides, pop them into a hot pan. Right, so I'm going to get the pan in the oven now so I can pop that straight into a hot pan in a minute. Okay, and then they can continue to finish off cooking in there, all right? You do not need to cook the life out of pork, all right? Yes, I want to cook it all the way through. I don't want it rare or anything like that, but you don't need to be cooking the hell out of it because it just goes quite tough. Right, so let's just quickly go through our ingredients list. All right, so the most important ingredient of all, we've got our cider. Okay, I've just gone for a cloudy vintage cider. It doesn't matter what cider you use. All right, once we've cooked the pork off, and we've got all those kind of flavours from the pork in the pan, I'm going to get that cider back through, turn it up really hot, try and lift those flavours off the bottom of the pan, and then just reduce that down by half. Okay, concurrently, we will get our green beans in the steamer. Right, so if you've got a steamer or got a pan of water and you're following along, get that on the boil now. We're going to get the green beans cooking away. Right, and then we'll get our spinach in, all right, and that will wilt down really quite nice and quickly. Last thing I've got, I'm just going to finish it off with a little bit of apple sauce. That will go into that mixture as well, all right. I missed the onion. Okay, so the onion's going to go in after the pork loins have cooked off. To make it that nice little bit creamy, you could use a double cream. I'm going to use a creme fraiche tonight, a little bit less in fact than the double cream, but you're only using a little splash, guys. I'm probably going to use 2 tablespoons tops, right, of that. Okay, so that's getting nice and hot. Let's just get a little bit of, there we go. Let's just move that around the pan, right, just to make sure that oil's covering the whole pan. And there we go. So let's get those going in. So I'm going to put the season side down. There we go. A little bit more. You can see a child with football flying around in the back garden. It's our son talking to himself, being different players. Okay, so we've got a few more going in. It doesn't matter if I can't get them all in at the same time because I'll really get a little bit more space in a minute. Okay, so the seasoning on those. In fact, I'll flip those over now. Also got a little bit more space in there. Just go with a little bit of salt and pepper on those two. Cool. So all I'm doing is sealing, guys. I don't need to have loads of time in there. So I'll actually finish off most of that cooking in the oven. Olivia, could you go and help your brother, please, before he breaks the washing line? Don't think we should have him in the garden playing football when we're cooking. Right, I'll stop using my fingers now. It's a habit. Bad habit. Okay, so we're out delivering food tomorrow. I'll be out by about 11 o'clock tomorrow delivering away. We've had some really cool people coming in and making donations as well. Thank you very much to Darren and Donna Gilbert. They have donated and we'll be pushing out some meals that they've done early next week. Thank you very much. I think I might have already mentioned, but the Heather and Jeff Rhodes, Chatsworth Residential Home, we will be delivering another 10 meals on their behalf tomorrow. Thank you very much to Terry and Anne, who also donated. I know something's gone off on the Facebook page today with hugs from Henry as well. So it's really cool how people are just kind of wanting to try and do something. Right, let's flip these over and I will make sure where I can that we get those deliveries to the people to the people that have been nominated really. So if you have someone in particular that you want to nominate or award or a company, so people that are still working generally, or elderly, vulnerable people, by all means let us know and we will try and get these meals out to those people where it's needed. Right guys, so have a quick look in camera lady. I've just kind of sealed the outside of that pork. Right, I think I've just turned my hob off, I have. There we go, let's get it back up. So we sealed the outside of the pork, I'm just going to seal the other side. That pan's getting nice and hot in there. I'll get our second two out. Alright, and then we'll get that onion chopped. In fact, let's get that onion chopped now, because that's all ready to go. We haven't used that one yet, so we can crack on. Okay guys, so for those of you that maybe haven't been tuning in so regularly, we're going to go into a dice. I'm only going to use half this onion tonight, so I'm just going to pop some cling film around the other half. So I'm just going to go straight through the middle. Let's pop that to one side, pop that in the bin. Okay, let's go. Beautiful. So we're just going to go half that onion into dice. We're going to keep the root on. Just move that to one side. Okay, and down and dice. So just little fingers down through the onion, falling just short of the root. Okay, then I'm just going to dice through. Okay, and working that away. Lovely. So just pull that to one side. That will form part of our creamy leek base in a minute. Okay, so I can get rid of all of that. Okay, that pork, okay, is done. Not done as in cooked, right, but done as in sealed. So I'm going to get that pan out. Let's get that spatula back out. Okay, let's pop those in. So you can hear how that sizzles when that one goes in, because it's nice and hot, so it's not chucking it from a hot pan into a cold pan. Okay, lovely. And let's get those going in. Beautiful. Okay, so I can get rid of that. I can get that into the oven. Cracking. Let's get that up a little bit more. Okay, let's get that one a quick wipe off. Okay, let's take the top and tails off our beans, if they need both ends. Our green beans, that they go with about a handful per person. So we're going to take the tops of those off and to the other side. It's a little bit quiet this evening. Alexa, play The Chain.
The Chain, 2001 remaster by Fleetwood Mac.
Thank you very much.
Starting now on Amazon Music.
Cool, a little bit of water. In my steamer, you can use a boiler, just a pan of boiling water. So I'll set those to one side and get rid of my ends. So I need 3 more handfuls. That'll probably take me up to about a pack. Okay, I don't need to take both ends off these. They've only got tails on one end. So just queue them up so you can do it all in one. You don't have to do them all individually. Might sound obvious, but I've seen people doing it. So I'm going to use the whole pack here. We like our veg. Okay, and last little handful. Okay, as soon as I've got that pork out, let's just flip those other two. There you go. So you can see they've got a little bit of browning on them, a little bit of colouring on them. Okay, green beans are ready, onions ready. Get rid of some of the rubbish. Haven't anyone else's rubbish overflowing since they've been at home? Not enough room for recycling. Right, seal the other side off. Let's get the water on to boil on our steamer. Okay, onion can go away. Let's pop the lid on that one.
I need to shake it up a bit.
Take it over. I don't want to shake it up because it's got a little fizz to it and then a little
has
bit
it?
of the sediment at the bottom. Okay, so we're going to use 150 ml of that.
Got some messages.
Have Ben and Holly tuned in?
Holly is, yeah.
I know I said I wasn't going to drink Holly, but I can't waste that.
Oh, Holly. He only lasted 24 hours, look.
What are the questions?
No, not questions, comments really.
Comments?
Vicky Floyd.
Yes. Hello,
Good
Vicky, how you
evening.
doing?
Been for a lush walk around our park where we live, for anyone reading this. DB menu sounds divine for this evening. Pork medallions with prunes and a dash of Armagnac. Armagnac brandy is also lush.
That's very good.
Chris Oval.
Evening, Chris. How you doing, mate?
Sod being a fitness instructor, mate. You've got Michelin written all over you, bruv.
Yeah, thank you very much. I think you're too kind. Guys, just on that note, Vicky's comment there, I'm well aware that I didn't put up today's ingredients. So as soon as we have sat down and eaten this, I will make sure these ingredients go up. Obviously the video is the method, so it means you need to watch the video. However, yeah, I'll make sure the ingredients go up. I just completely forgot today. We were sat behind the computer getting the Plan X stuff going, and it wasn't until I was just in the shower and I thought, I haven't put the ingredients up. However, tomorrow morning is the family hit, so no kit required tomorrow morning, 9:30. Tune in, be entertained by Brody. And then tomorrow evening is fish pie, which I'll try and get the ingredients out for that tonight as well. So you've got that ready if you want to try and follow that tomorrow. Okay, onion going in. Guys, you could add garlic to this as well if you want. I feel like I've got enough flavour going on with the apple. Right, but if you wanted to, there's no reason why you can add a little bit. Oh, there's a couple there that don't look really nice. I'm going to get rid of those. Add a little bit of garlic in as well. Okay.
Lucy Nash would like to eat at ours after lockdown, please.
The deal, Luce. Everyone's welcome after lockdown.
Having just one big party.
Yeah. Queue around the street as far as I'm concerned. Okay, so just you can see how that's browning quite quickly, right? And that's not because the onion's cooking that quickly, it's because it's just really pulling all the flavours from that pork that's stuck at the bottom of the pan, look, which is what we want to try and do. We want to try and lift that. Right, so I'm just going to keep moving those onions around. Right, and then all I'm going to do in a minute, once I've softened that down a little bit, I'm going to add the cider and reduce that cider by about a half. So you'll see what it looks like in a minute when it goes in the bottom of that pan, and we'll just reduce that down by another half before we then start adding our spinach. We'll wilt the spinach down, then we'll add the creme fraiche and the apple sauce. Green beans will be steaming away, pork's cooking away. I reckon this will be done, I'm going to say 1823. Alright, so
Nice quick dish.
7 minutes, quick dish. And you know, that's me chatting away as well and talking through certain things, which obviously you don't need to do. Okay. Cool. Okay, so last night it was my dad who decided to ring whilst we were filming live. He's clearly not watching. And tonight Hannah's mum's just decided to call, so she's clearly not watching either. Good. So cider. going in. Okay, let's turn that right up. So I'm going to get that bubbling, working that away so you can see how much air I've got in the pan. I'm going to reduce that down by half. Oh, what happened to Fleetwood Mac? Alexa, play the best of Fleetwood Mac. If there's any other music requests, guys, please chuck it in.
Ben Harris wants to know if there's any more veg dishes coming soon.
Any more?
Veg dishes, I'm assuming he means vegetarian.
Vegetarian
Ems
dishes.
likes to make it awkward for me. Problem is, this is our dinner. We like to have meat in this house, don't we?
I was thinking next week or the following week potentially doing a vegetable and lentil curry, mate, which could interest you. What I try to think about though with vegetarians and because we've got lots of vegetarian friends, is trying to supplement with this dish. All right, so this would be really nice with a nice big field mushroom on top, stuffed field mushroom maybe. Yeah, I've pretty much exhausted all my vegetarian options there, haven't I? But do try and think how you could adapt these dishes to suit
A pepper?
vegetarians.
Could you do like a big
You
pepper?
could do a nice big
stuffed
stuffed
spinach?
pepper.
I don't know.
In fact, a stuffed beef tomato. Yeah, with you can stuff it with the spinach and the green beans. So we've got a pescatarian dish tomorrow night. We're going to go fish tomorrow evening. I'll be using prawns in it, but you don't have to. So for those of you that we've got a few people that mentioned that last night that they were allergic to shellfish, so you could just use I'm going to use a bit of cod. I'm going to use a little bit of salmon and some prawns. So you could mix that up, just get rid of the prawns, and then the following evening we are doing mazman curry. So there's no reason why you couldn't follow the mazman curry dish. Right, and just use vegetables instead. So I think nice vegetables in the curry are things like sweet potato, butternut squash, not so much a lentil, more of a pulse, but lentils, like I just mentioned, are really good. Right, so there's loads of ways you can adapt that. Vegetables generally will go into a nice curry, but I think some of your more kind of root vegetables, your more kind of meaty vegetables. Right, guys, there's my. See how much I've reduced that down. So I've got all the flavour in there. Okay, now I'm going to go with 2 teaspoons of apple sauce. You could do more if you like, if you really like that apple flavour. I'm just going to work that into it. So I've got cider and apple sauce and onions. See how brown that colouring is? It's really nice. So when I add this creme fraiche to it in a minute, it'll have a real kind of yellowy brown colour to it. Okay, my green beans are going to go in because this is now, we're kind of in our last 5 minutes here, guys. What did I say? Oh, look, am I on target? No, I'm going to be 2 minutes out, am I? Did I say 22, didn't I?
23, I think.
23, no, I might be alright. Okay, that's on. Okay, let's get spinach going in. Got any really big stalks, you can take them off. I don't feel like they don't wilt down so nice. Lovely. Any big stalks, that's all I'm doing, guys, is taking the big stalks off. I could have done that in the pan and chopped it, but it's just as quick and easy just to pull them off here. Oh, that's too bad. That one isn't too good. Okay, so remember, always go with more spinach than you think. It wilts down to nothing in no time, right? So this is baby spinach. It's already been washed. You could wash it again if you're very conscious of things like that. I grew up on the moors. I'm not far from it, so I'm not really that fussed about cleaning my veg. Right, guys, just working that in, wilting that down. As it just starts to wilt, I can just add that a little bit more in now. I'm doing a little jig whilst doing that. Look. Okay, wilting away. Green beans are steaming away. Remember, we've got our pork in. Right, so if I can just get a nice serving plate.
Round or square?
I don't mind. Surprise me. Okay, and see what I mean by that spinach, guys? It looked like a lot. I've used almost a bag and a half there. It will literally wilt away to nothing. Okay, I'm going to add my creme fraiche in now. I've gone for a really big heaped tablespoon there. Let's see how that is. Let's see how that works, and then we will go for more or less. Well, we can't do less, but we'll go for more if we need it. I'm not going to be taking the creme fraiche back out of the dish. Okay, cool. Lovely. Good. So I just don't want it looking really leafy, if that makes sense. Yeah. So full bits of leaf like that still need to be wilted down. Full leaf like that still needs to be wilted down. So that's why I just keep moving it around, because otherwise the same bits are going to wilt. Good. Brody, can you lay the table, please? Cool, so that can now come off the heat, so I'm happy with that. That's to one side, okay. Let's get that pork out. Good, lads, go on, away you go, get that done. Mercy? Oh.
1 minute. Three?
Who do you reckon this one's going to be?
Yours.
Thank you very much. Okay, and green beans. Okay, guys. Spinach, cream spinach, green beans, pork loin. Jobs are good in. I would maybe do one other thing to that. Right, and maybe do an additional sauce. Right, I just feel like that would look really good with an additional sauce over the top. That would simply be a case of a little bit more creme fraiche. That is it. Okay, guys. See you tomorrow morning for HIIT training, and then see you tomorrow evening for fish pie. Okay, prawns, cod, salmon, a little bit of cream, onions, garlic, leeks, and sweet potato. Easy peasy. All right, but I'll put it up. Cheers, guys.